Yes, everybody, Russ the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. It is the world famous Hammers headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. A few stories to talk about. We've got a potential transfer rumour. We've got a potential takeover rumour. And we've got the loan roundup for the first team. Obviously, we're covering all the academy loans in the academy show a little bit later on, 6 o'clock UK time. Don't forget to miss it. It's a belter. Right, let's talk about rumours. Let's talk rumours. Obviously, the international breaks are silly things, so it's silly season for a couple of weeks now. And as always, we'll have rumours about takeovers, rumours about players coming in, filling the news basically. And we've started early. Barely on international break. We've started with reports from my favourite Spanish news outlet, 𝗛𝗛𝗓, which has claimed that West Ham are interested in signing the Brazilian attacking prodigy Endrick from Real Madrid. 19-year-old has struggled for regular game time at the Spanish club, and he needs to be playing regular football. Wants to be playing regular football. Apparently, the London club is willing to provide him with an exit route, and according to 𝗛𝗛𝗓, we are willing to sign the player on loan. Hopefully, a lot more. If this happens to be a lot of a successful loan signing compared to last January's loan signing of Evan Ferguson, there is a slight not wrinkle, but Endrick is part of the famed Palmeiras youth system, and is friends with Luis Guilherme, who obviously is at West Ham. So, yeah, you could see it potentially happening. I don't think it'll happen at all. I mean, I think it's Valencia and Real Sociedad. So they may decide to keep him in Spain rather than pack him off to Stratford, poor bugger, all the way from the Bernabeu to the Bowl, from Madrid to Mackie D's at Westfield. I can't see this one happening. It's a bit silly season. We know 𝗛𝗛𝗓 likes to, not the most accurate of sources, and quite how bringing a 19-year-old guy on the peripherals at Real Madrid who's going to solve our striker issue. I just don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. We will keep an eye on that one as per usual. Let's move on and talk about potential takeovers. Now, one person whose consortium potentially could be further down the line, someone who may well, possibly, who knows, be interested in buying West Ham, is Amanda Staveley and her consortium. Now, around the time that Daniel Levy left Spurs, there was, I think, the week after, 2 deals on the table for Spurs. One headed up by Staveley, and the other one was headed up by I can't remember. I think he was an American guy, I think, and it was going to be one of the biggest takeovers in the world. You know, it's like billions and billions and billions of pounds, and the Lewis family and the Endrick group basically said he's not for sale. Another little wrinkle in that, according to journalist Alan Nixon, he revealed that Amanda Staveley was a surprise VIP guest at Spurs for the NFL clash between the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. She was seen in the company of members of the Joe Lewis family who own Tottenham, with it being suggested that although it was not back their initial approach, Staveley and her back as a consortium with American and Qatari cash and interest are said to still be keen on buying Spurs if the deal was right. Although Spurs claimed they're not for sale, the stance has not stopped major interest behind the scenes. So this could be a crushing blow to West Ham, because really there was only that being the only possible name on the table, really. We have been linked to other potential takeovers as well. You know, we led to be believed that Mark and Baroness Brady showed a couple of investors around a couple of weeks ago around Rush Green, poor buggers. But nothing noteworthy has since been developed. But these things take a long time, of course. But it's a bit frustrating because, you know, someone like Staveley, I think, would have been a great, if it's going to be sold, someone to her in a consortium would be fantastic. But we'll see. We'll see. West Ham is apparently a backup version for her if they don't do the deal with Spurs. But obviously with Spurs, they've got their own stadium. They've got European football, Champions League football. There's a lot more, but they pay a lot more for it. 4 times more than what the deal would be for West Ham. Right, elsewhere, let's talk about players out on loan. We'll only talk about the first team players, as the academy players will be talking about in more detail in the academy show, 6 o'clock UK time. Let's start with Caelan Casey. Caelan was on the bench at the weekend as Swansea lost 3-0 to Leicester at Swansea. Unused match day sub. He did play. He started all the games in their Carabao Cup run to currently around the 16, but no minutes on Saturday. Elsewhere in League One, Lewis Orford was not involved in the matchday squad at all. He's still to make his league bow for Stevenage. Incidentally, Gideon Kadoa played for Luton as Stevenage won 2-0 against Luton. We'll talk about Gideon's performances in the academy show. But Edson Alvarez returned back to first team action for Fenerbahce, having sustained an injury. It's basically taken him out for the whole of September, really. He started the game against Samsunspor and completed the first 63 minutes in a 0-0 away draw. Fenerbahce are currently 4th in the table after 8 games. As we mentioned the other day last week, it's on Friday, I think it was. He currently doesn't have a contractual January recall clause in his contract. It's not saying he can't come back in January, but that would mean a mutual agreement between Fenerbahce and West Ham for him to return to join the Nuno army. And that's it, my friends. That's Charlotte. As I said, we have got this morning, or this afternoon rather, we spoke about all the international players, where they're going, who they're playing, that type of thing. We also spoke, no, actually we didn't speak then, in the academy show. We've got all the internationals for there. Plus also we've got match reports from the 18 and 21 games and how the academy players appeared on loan over the weekend. Not a bad week for the academy all in. So check that out. And then we enter, obviously, the international break. A couple of them will be still playing, possibly, if games, particularly in League One and the National League, if they're not called off due to international call-ups. So we'll be bringing you back that. But a number of the guys like Finn Herrick and stuff won't be turning out. Well, I don't know, actually. No, I don't think he will be turning out for Boreham Wood at the weekend, as he'll be playing for England under 20s against... It's not France. Can't remember who it is, but they've got one game. Might be, I can't remember. Switzerland. Might be Switzerland, actually. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, share. Don't forget to hype. You've still got hypes. You've got 3 hypes a week. If you can hype, please do. Much appreciated. And we'll try and fill your international break with some great My Hammers 11s interviews coming up as well. So keep it on the channel. Maybe a few game shows. We'll keep it light. Anyway, take care, everyone. Much love. See you later. Bye-bye.